Hi everyone, today will be a bit of a review of a product to clean up your rims and tires. I've been looking for something to clean up a full set of wheels that I bought for another car, and that other car will be the subject of a project that I will document. And this product here is called Adams Polishes Wheel and Tire Cleaner. Bought it off of Amazon. It wasn't that expensive, and I wanted to post a review of that product because I think the results are actually really good. What you need to do this is ideally a pair of gloves. It's not necessary, but you can get some gloves. It's a pretty aggressive product, right, with chemicals in it. A brush, a set of safety goggles, because again you don't want to spray any of that stuff in your eyes. That could be pretty harmful. A hose, and a microfiber cloth, and just a regular cloth, right? So nothing too fancy. So let's take a look at the rims now and see what that looks like, so that you get a sense of how bad it was before, and you get a sense of what the result is after. So these are the rims we'll be working on. They're 18-inch rim, aluminum rims, coming from a 2014 Volkswagen Tiguan. And you'll notice that the rims on the right have been cleaned already, and I'll tell you what I did on those, and the rims on the left haven't. And I wanted to show how bad these were, right? So these were actually not the worst. The two ones that I cleaned up were really bad. So a lot of brake dust here, grim, just pretty bad shape overall. This one is actually even worse. It's got this reddish hue to it, which probably comes from a different type of pads. And these are the ones that I cleaned up already. So I wanted to document that because I used two different products here. There's one product that I bought from Canadian Tire, which did pretty good for moderate cleaning. It actually worked out really well. So that was the one at the bottom right here. So that one did good, although there was some leftovers, and it actually took me quite a while to get through it. And the top one is the one that I just did this morning using the product I was just showing you, which provides much better results and with much less effort. So we're gonna look at these two, and I'll show you how to do it. Very simple, but I also want to show you how easy it is to work with, right? So we'll use the worst one here at the bottom as a start, and yeah, let's see how that goes. So, got the rim here propped up against my garbage bin. I want to let it sit in vertical position, simply so that the product here actually has the time to do its thing, right? So, there's not a lot of instructions on it, although it's pretty easy. You have different positions for the nozzle. So you got the spray position that will allow you to actually just spray liberally the product on the rim. And the way I did here, you'll see it's got this kind of a gooey, soapy texture, and you just want to spray it around on your rim. And I do two halves, right? I do one half at a time, and I let it sit for a little while. So the fact that it's actually sitting vertically right now allows the product not to kind of, drip out of the rim, although it's actually already started to do a thing on the deposit, the brake dust deposits, which is actually really impressive. Seems to be a pretty powerful product. So as I start, even if I start really lightly rubbing with my brush on the rim, you'll see that the rim is actually starting to go back to its original color. And I'm not rubbing hard here, right? So I like to use the brush because it really allows me to get into the tight spaces and the crevices, and that also allows for the product to really break into the top layer of the dirt before it actually gets underneath to the more ingrained layer of the dirt. Right? So that also allows you to spread the product a little bit better. Just brush it in. I'm lucky because these rims are actually not too complex, right? If you have rims are a little bit more of a more intricate design. Remind you of a toothbrush actually to get in there, but that really allows you to break the first layer of the grin. Now that little brush also allows me to get in the crevices, and I'll show you what the design looks like in a moment. You can see already, right? You can see already that the original color of the rim is coming back, and I'm really not rubbing that hard, right? You want to let it sit for a while, in my opinion, probably like 30 seconds to a minute. I'll see what the design looks like on the other side. So it's a 5-spoke type of wheel, but it does actually have some little intricate areas that you want to clean. And again, that brush actually does really well for that. And you'll use whatever brush makes sense. So same thing here, if you want good results, probably want to spray a little bit more. And on the top. And again, I'm doing half by half, right? So this is also a tire cleaner, by the way, from what I read on the instructions. So it will actually bring your tires back to its original appearance. There's a lot of, not sure whether you can see on the camera, but there's actually a lot of deposits here right on the top, right? So again, let it sit for a while, but as you can tell, I don't have to brush really hard in order for this to come off. So the product literally kind of eats into the brake dust, which I thought was quite amazing. And again, it wasn't an expensive product, so brush around. You can actually fast forward or accelerate the video if there's nothing really to it, right? Outside of making sure that you cover all the little crevices and the little areas where the dust would tend to accumulate. All right, let's look at the outside. See where we're at. You probably don't want to wait too long either, because if you wait too long, this will dry out and the dirt will basically stick to your rim. That's going to defeat the purpose, obviously. It's still wet right now, so I'm going to grab my hose. And rinse it off. Rinse your hands. And that's the result, right? This is really, again, it was not a lot of effort at all, right? Just a brush. I'm gonna rinse and spray the cleaner on your rim, and that's the kind of result you get. Right? So it really went back to the original color. As you can tell, definitely missed some areas, but that was the first clean, so you probably want to go over it again. So first half, take the bulk of it off and then go back to it if you need to. This is the inner side of the rim, so I don't really care at the end. I just want this to be reasonably clean so that it's not actually causing some additional issues like eating away the aluminum or damaging the rim further. So, and considering I just bought these off of Marketplace, I really wanted to give them a good clean because I don't think that they've ever been cleaned before. So it's a good opportunity to do that. But you can tell the results are really quite impressive. I haven't even sprayed new product on them. I'm just working off of the leftover from the previous rinse, right? And it's still working really well. So I don't believe they suggest actually diluting the product. I think you can use it pure. Although if you wanted to use it on rims, there's a bit of a piece of dirt here. I don't know. If you wanted to actually use it on mildly dirty rims, with just a little bit of regular deposit on them, of brake dust deposit, you probably can actually dilute the product. I'm not sure what dosage, but I would say 50-50 with water might work well, and that actually allows you to get a lot more life out of a bottle. Although really, you don't need to use that much at the end. So, okay, I'm gonna give you another rinse so that you get a sense of the results. And I will finish up the other half. You can actually speed up the video if you want. Nothing really super interesting there. So that's the end result. So quite impressive, really. You can tell, right? And the rim basically is back to its regular, normal appearance. And I'm gonna spin it around 180 so that you can see how it was previously, right? So even this actually, even if you would actually try to wash it off with soap or even water, because the rims are wet right now, it's not coming off, right? So this was not an easy rim to clean, and I'm actually quite impressed with the result here. On the other side, same thing. I haven't rinsed that. I'll do this now. There you go. This one actually had a bit of curb brush. They were decent rims, really, for the price I paid them. But you can see, right, you need to get into the crevices and the corners. But that one, actually, once I washed it, at the bottom, it's like back to its original appearance. So, really pleased with that product. So this is it. Pretty straightforward, easy to do. That's going to take you maybe 20 minutes per rim, right? So yeah, I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. So I'm continuing to work on the two other rims. I forgot to add something. This could save you quite a bit of time. Okay, this is a brush that you attach to a drill or cordless drill. In this case, considering that there's a lot of deposit actually on this rim, that might actually save you quite a bit of time. And I wanted to show this here. I completely forgot to mention it. Again, keep in mind, use your goggles, right? Because this will just make the spraying even worse. But that could actually save you quite a bit of time. Especially getting in those tight corners, yeah, that helps a lot. Give it a rinse. Beautiful. So that's the first pass again here, right? So keep in mind you will probably need 2 passes. Simply, and it depends, right, on how much dirt you have on your rims. In this particular case, these ones were pretty dirty, so definitely needs 2 passes. But I thought I would mention that tool because that could really save you a whole bunch of time, and elbow grease as well. Alright, one last rinse because it's really the most satisfying part. Make sure you rinse this off thoroughly because these are pretty strong chemicals again, so you don't want any of this to sit on the rims. Even though it's technically safe for aluminum, you don't want this to stay there. Right? Again, see, I could list a few here, a few spots. Really a time saver, that brush. Alright, well, that's pretty damn good. A few more spots, but again, this is the inside, so I don't go back here. And on the outside, yeah, same thing, got a little bit left here. And this bottle, by the way, the harder you spray, the foamier it gets, right? So don't hesitate to actually give it a good squeeze because that allows you for the product to stick better. And I should have mentioned that earlier. Give it 30 seconds to act, to do its magic, and then I'll use the brush again. This came in a set, by the way. This is the bigger one, but there are two other brushes that actually come with different shapes. One is actually a little smaller diameter with straight out hair, and the other one's got longer hair. So if you have crevices or areas that are difficult to reach on the rims, probably not a bad idea to invest in this. I'll send you the link. That was very inexpensive, and I've used this actually many times to do a number of things around the house. So definitely a good tool to have around. Done. These are not high value rims, by the way. If you have BMWs or one of these German sports cars, you probably wouldn't want to do this, or be extremely careful because if you get too close, obviously the chuck is going to rub against the rim. Not a good thing, right? So I'm doing this on those because really they're not high value. But if you're careful enough, you probably won't have a problem. Let me just, hose is around the camera. There we go. There you go. That rim virtually, that rim is probably about at least 10 years old with a lot of grins. Remember what it looked like initially, right? It was pretty much back to close to new. Not new, obviously, but certainly looks good enough to put on a 2009 Tiguan. I'll see if I can actually fix some of the curb rash, but which is not the priority right now. So that's it. Clean rims. Easy to do. Perfect weekend DIY. This is the end result. So that one in particular I did with a bit of a different product, and I want to show you which one it is. I have a little bit left, but this one actually could not get all the dirt off. That was actually, it's a decent cleaner, but not for rims that dirty, right? As you can tell, there's a lot of grim still left behind. I might actually use the Adams product to finish this one off. Also, to actually get rid of the inside here, I ended up using sandpaper. So, which really doesn't matter because it's on the inside and it's not polished, right? And you're not removing chunks of metal. You're removing just the surface layer, not the software. But I still couldn't get all the dirt off. So I'm actually clean that one up a little bit better with that product. You'll see a difference with that one, right? So this one is the one that I used Adams with. And it really ate into the dirt. So significant difference here. This one is the first one that I did with Adams. Clearly did not actually go into the crevices. That's because I was not using the rotary brush that I showed you at the end. And this is probably the cleanest one of all. I spent a little bit more time on that one. And yeah, it's as clean as can be, really. So I thought I would mention this. Again, the rotary brush does wonders, works really well. I'm gonna redo this one now to finish up the project, and that will be it.